Hello Sydneys, thanks so much for clicking on this video. My name is Chris. Man, you can just really tell it is the spooky season because the horror news has just not stopped it coming. Yesterday I was so proud of myself getting the news out for you guys that Neve Campbell is back as Sidney Prescott in Scream 5. I was sitting down, having a little hot pocket, getting my little solo depressed man dinner out of the way until the entire cast was released, and the depression hit even lower. So what I'm going to be doing for you guys is breaking down the entire full cast for Scream 5. No more waiting for big announcements. We have a pretty stacked cast that I know is big enough to act some bodies off in a very fun, gory way. So exactly what we're going to be doing in this video is I'm not only going to be telling you which character is which based on the leaked descriptions that we've gotten already for certain characters in this movie. Let's make things fun and try to see if we can guess who's going to be Ghostface, who's going to survive a stab in the back, who's not gonna make it out of this movie. Everybody's a suspect! That's the fun of a Scream movie, and then when we watch the actual film, we can see if we were right, wrong, or right on the money. So be sure you guys are also playing along and let me know down below, who do you think's Ghostface? Who do you think is surviving? Who do you think is not surviving? Let's get them theories nice and juicy. Also, smash that like button, okay? You got 2 Scream videos in 2 days. Be grateful. Don't make me use this mask for its intended purpose. But the cast we have right now is Neve Campbell returning as Sidney Prescott, David Arquette returning as Sheriff Dewey, Courtney Cox playing Gale Weathers, and the new faces Melissa Barrera, Jenna Ortega, Jack Quaid, Kyle Gallard, Mason Gooding, Jasmin Brown, Mikey Madison, and Dylan Minnette. Honestly, this cast right here is absolutely phenomenal, man. Nothing against Scream 4, because I actually really like that movie, but that cast to me wasn't that bumpin'. There was only a couple of characters in there that really stood out to me, but this right here I think is jam-packed with a lot of noticeable faces, good talented actors, people that I could already see myself attaching to that I'm like, if you die off in this film, I's gonna be sad. The ones I'm most happy to have a part of Scream 5 are definitely Jack Quaid, because I like him in The Boys. Kyle Gallard, who I think is super underrated as an actor. He also showed up in the Nightmare on Elm Street reboot, and I thought he was really good in that. It was just a bad movie. Jenna Ortega, obviously, she is doing phenomenal work, especially being in that sequel for The Babysitters. Dylan Minnette as well, who is a surprise to me that I didn't think would be someone in this movie, but he's actually my favorite part of 13 Reasons Why. He's the only reason that show is watchable in my opinion, and if Clay Jensen couldn't even save Hannah Baker, how's he gonna stop Ghostface? But the absolute surprise that I wasn't expecting at all is the return of Deputy Judy Hicks, who is played by Marley Shelton. You guys might not remember, but this is a character that is returning from Scream 4, who plays the deputy to Sheriff Dewey in that movie. She was a very creepy character, and there was so many red herrings in that movie where they were trying to set her up to be the villain. There's even wild theories out there that she was the secret third killer of that film. This right here, that they're bringing in a character like her into this 5th film, that shows that this is really starting to be more of a sequel than a straight up reboot. Because with all the marketing in this film so far and just calling it Scream, they are treating it like a reboot, like it's for fresh audiences, but that right there just proves they're doing a lot for fans. This also completely changes my mind on what I thought was happening in Scream 5. Because if you guys know, yesterday in my video when Neve Campbell was announced for Scream 5, I talked about the possibility that Dewey and Gale might not be together anymore because their relationship is a little rocky sometimes. And it has been over 9 years since the last movie. A lot can happen then. Maybe they got divorced. And through one little scene in Scream 4 where they were planting this awkward relationship and love story between Sidney and Dewey, I thought maybe they'd be together. But now, if Dewey and Gale are divorced in this new movie, Judy Hicks is gonna wrap up that man with lemon squares. In Scream 4, she was all over him, hitting on him constantly, even hated his wife. Just the wild fan theories I'm getting right now about what could be happening in this movie just makes me so excited for Scream 5. But okay, let's get to the actual characters. Who could they be playing? There was a leaked casting sheet that came out way back. I did a video on it. You guys can check it out if you want in-depth details. I'm just gonna summarize it to the basic level based on the characters we have here and the descriptions they fit. So introducing our latest main character, we have Melissa Barrera, who is going to be playing the character of Sarah, and she's said to be our new main lead, the girl who returns to her hometown to find out who's been committing a series of vicious crimes. But from there, we'll see a dynamic of a sister with Jenna Ortega playing playing Teresa. Teresa's gonna be the younger sister of Sarah. She at this point in the movie hates her sister because Sarah left the home at a young age because some traumatic stuff was happening in their household, and she kind of resents her for leaving her by herself to deal with everything going on. Now the rest of the cast here seems to be the friends of Teresa, Jenna Ortega's character. From the statement that we got yesterday from Radio Silence, the team involved in this movie, they confirmed that this film is set in Woodsboro. So these kids will be going to the same high school that the kids from Scream 4 and Sidney Prescott's original gang went to. Jumping from there, it looks like the twin characters we were hearing about for Scream 5 are going to be played by Mason Gooding and Jasmin Brown. They're the only ones in this cast that could fit being siblings because they're only a year or two apart from each other. So they're close enough in age to look like they're the same age. They're also the same ethnicity. So I'm going to bet these two are the twins for the movie. That would make Mason Gooding the character of Cal. He's described as athletic, a jock, basically the captain of the football team.
He's big and he plays football and he'll kick the shit out of you!
Looking at him, yeah, you could definitely see that guy fitting that persona. His sister, on the other hand, Maud, is a person who's very outspoken, says whatever is on her mind, and isn't afraid to hurt your feelings. I think these twin characters are gonna be a lot of fun to watch on screen. One of these guys has to be Ghostface, because I bet you as being the jock, they're gonna probably make him out to be dumb or stupid. And the last time we thought someone was dumb and stupid and not capable of anything, we had Matthew Lillard give us one of the best Ghostfaces. Now, the character of Dylan Minnette, I think, has a good chance of being our new Randy for this series. From the lead casting sheet, he best fits the character of Will. Now, Will in the casting sheet stuck out because he is the youngest member of the group, and just looking at Dylan Minnette, the boy definitely looks way younger than all his co-stars. And Will is described as bookish, smart. Will is a student and one of Teresa's good friends. He's a good kid who doesn't want to get in any trouble. Boy, if that ain't Clay Jensen, then I don't know what is. This actor is really good at playing that innocent, sweet kid role. It's just in his wheelhouse, so it would make complete sense that he would be this new nerd. Now, in his description, it didn't say anything about him knowing about movies, sci-fi. That's what I would consider a Randy to be, the guy who gives us our brand new rules. It was also interesting that in his description, they mentioned he's good friends with Teresa. That right there is motive because he's going after Teresa's main friends. Maybe he's a little jealous that he's the nerdy kid who can never get with her, because when looking at who Ghostface could be, you also have to wonder if it's the most famous person out of the group. And out of everybody right here in this group, Dylan Minnette is the most famous with 13 Reasons Why and Netflix, the Goosebumps movies. The kid has been around a lot. I would not be surprised if he is Ghostface. He's very unexpected, but I bet you he could pull it off. That just leaves me to wonder that Mikey Madison is most likely playing the character of Annie. Annie is described as tough with a sarcastic edge. Annie is Teresa's girlfriend of over 1 year, very protective of Teresa, and she doesn't like Sarah one bit. That entire description just screams Ghostface. Cause one, not only is she overprotective of one of the main characters whose friends are getting attacked for, she also hates the main character, Sarah, because she left her sister at a young age to deal with stuff, so she doesn't think of her as a good sister. I would not be surprised if Annie is the type of person who just wants Teresa all to herself and is willing to take out anybody for that. But then again, that's just too obvious of a description and it could be a red herring. The most intriguing part to know there is that we're going to have a lesbian couple in this movie that I think is really cool and adds to a dynamic. I know people don't care about who you're sleeping with and whatever. Oh, it's woke. Scream has always been woke, y'all. But if you really think about it, every motive or the entire reason Ghostface happened in the Scream franchise is because who was sleeping with who?
Your slut mother was fucking my father. And she's the reason my mom moved out and abandoned me.
Who you're sleeping with and who you like is actually a big part of why Ghostface does what he does. So don't get upset that they're trying to be inclusive, okay? If anything, it goes to the story and adds a ton more different angles to look at this thing, where it just makes it impossible to guess who Ghostface is by the end. Jack Quaid being around the same age as Melissa Barrera, he fits the description to be the boyfriend of Sarah, Ryan. He's just described as very sweet, kind, understanding to Sarah. Basically, hands and feet will do anything for her, and yeah, that guy looks like it. And since so many of you guys pointed out he could be Ghostface just because he looks creepy to y'all, he does have a good motive. If he is the boyfriend of Sarah and he's sitting down talking to her and all he hears about stories about how tragic her hometown life was, Wouldn't be surprised if he decides to put on the Ghostface costume and go finish off those people who made his girlfriend upset. As far as descriptions go for this movie, we don't have any that would fit Kyle Gallagher. Like I said, I'm really happy he's in this film and I would love him to continue on. He does have that sort of creepy Billy Loomis vibe to him, where he's handsome but also looks very menacing at the same time. There was a leaked audition tape that mentioned a character by the name of Victor who's very creepy. This could be an outsider of the group who isn't really friends with the main cast, but because of the circumstances, he has to team up with them or work together with them to survive. But anyways, guys, that is just my opinion on the full cast for Scream 5. Let me know who you think is safe, who's not, who's gonna be Ghostface, who's gonna be axed off, anything and everything. Go ahead and leave your opinions down below. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at 3C Film Review. As always, I'm Chris. Take care.